All right, today we're headed to a really special place in Thailand's Isan region called Bo Phan Khan. Now, at first glance, you might just see this quiet, kind of rugged landscape. But trust me, there's so much more going on here. It's like an onion, with all these layers of history, legend, and incredible community spirit. And what's amazing is how they're using all of that to build a blueprint for the future. So you ready? Let's peel back that first layer.
Okay, so take a look at this. It's got this ancient, raw kind of beauty, doesn't it? But what's hiding in plain sight here are these incredible stories. We're talking mythical serpents, ancient empires, and a modern community that's completely rediscovering its own power. So the big question we're going to tackle is this. How on earth did this remote-looking spot unlock a totally sustainable future? Not by looking forward, but by digging deep into its own past.
So to really get what Bo Phan Khan is all about, you have to start with its name. It's totally wrapped up in myth and, well, geology. This is layer number one of our story.
You know, the name Phan Khan is super interesting because it has this cool double meaning. On the one hand, Phan Khan can just mean the thousands of little basins or bowls that nature has carved into the rock here. Simple enough, right? But the legend is way cooler. The story goes that a giant naga, a mythical serpent, was poisoning the earth. So to stop it, the great monk, Fra Maha Moggallana, created this magical robe from 1,000 pieces, a Phan Khan, and threw it over the serpent, trapping its venom underground. And that salty venom, legend says, is what created the area's most valuable resource.
And listen, this isn't just some quaint local folktale. This place has been a big deal for a long, long time. I mean, check out this quote from Prince Damrong Rajanubab, who is a hugely respected figure in Thai history. He said, "If you haven't seen Bo Phan Khan, you haven't seen Royat Province." Wow, that tells you everything you need to know, right? This place is considered the very soul of the province.
Okay, but this whole story isn't just about ancient history and myths. Let's peel back that first layer, because what we find underneath is something completely modern: education. Believe it or not, Bo Phan Khan has become this incredible living laboratory, basically a classroom without any walls.
The real engine driving this whole transformation is this idea called place-based learning. And it's a really powerful concept, championed by academics like Dr. Weerapong Persongchen. Everyone calls him Dr. Kang. The whole point is to use this unique place, its history, its people, its resources, as the actual textbook. It's all about getting students out of the classroom and into the real world where learning actually happens.
And this is not some casual field trip, okay? Students from one of Thailand's top universities, Chulalongkorn, follow this really structured 6-step cycle. They start with just being curious, then they form actual research questions. After that, they get their hands dirty, working right alongside the community to collect data. They analyze it, they start to understand it, and then, and this is the most important part, they publish what they find. Not just to get a good grade, but to give that knowledge right back to the village, helping them document their own heritage.
And you can see it right here. This is what it looks like in action. You've got students out in the field working hand in hand with villagers. This is where academic theory gets real. It becomes this practical, community-driven project. And because of that partnership, the knowledge isn't just being taken. It's being created together and shared, which means everybody wins.
But, the academics and the students are just one piece of the puzzle. To really see how this all clicks, we need to meet the true heart of this project, the local community of Banyanong. Make no mistake, they are the ones driving this whole thing.
The wisdom in this village is it's alive. I mean, look on the left. That's the ancient technique of boiling salt, a skill that's been passed down for literally thousands of years. And on the right, you see this incredible, intricate art of silk weaving. These aren't just artifacts in a museum. These are living, breathing traditions that are the cultural bedrock of this whole community.
And what's so cool is that the community is finding these really smart ways to blend their heritage with modern business. They're not just preserving their culture in a glass case, they're turning it into a way to make a living. From serving up amazing local Isan food for visitors to creating official OTOP products, like these awesome banana chips, they're building new economic opportunities that come directly from who they are.
And this right here, this gets to the absolute core of why this project is such a success. The community isn't just being studied, they are the leaders. You see a space like this one built by them, for them, this is where the real conversations happen, where the real decisions get made. It's their wisdom and their vision that guides the entire thing. All right, now it's time to dive even deeper. This is the deepest layer of Bo Phan Khan's story. Because underneath the legends and underneath the living community, we have actual physical proof of an ancient and powerful empire. So get this place has been on the international map for a very long time. We've got French explorers writing about its huge salt industry way back in the 1880s. Then, in 1940, an American professor was there taking pictures of it all. But the real bombshell dropped in 1969. An archaeologist named Charles Hyam unearthed this totally unique kind of prehistoric pottery. It was a world-first discovery, now known as Roy et Ware, and it proved that a really sophisticated culture lived here thousands and thousands of years ago.
Which brings us to this spot, the archaeological site of Don Kum Neen. Now I know, at first glance, it might just look like a bunch of scattered stones in a field, but you have to see what's really there. These are the actual foundations of a major outpost for an ancient empire.
Yeah, archaeologists have connected these ruins directly to a prince of the Chenlar Empire named Chitrasena. Now, to give you some perspective on that, this place was a bustling outpost about 500 years before the famous temples of Angkor Wat were even a blueprint. This was a real center of power in Southeast Asia, way before many of the landmarks we all know today.
So what was the secret to all this ancient power? What was fueling the Chenla Empire's growth? Well, that all comes back to one simple but absolutely critical resource: salt. The salt produced right here in Phan Khan was the economic engine of an entire civilization. It was their white gold.
Okay, so now let's bring all these layers together. We've talked about the legends, the modern education project, the amazing community, and the deep ancient history. This last part is all about how Phan Khan is weaving every single one of those threads into this incredible blueprint for a sustainable future.
The key to their success is this model they call the moving the mountain triangle. And it's such a brilliant idea. You have knowledge, which comes from the university partners. You have the social movement, which is all driven by the community itself. And then you have the policy link, which connects them with government and private partners. The idea is, when you get those three forces pulling in the same direction, you can do what seems impossible. You can literally move mountains.
And this teamwork is creating a vision that fits perfectly with Thailand's big national strategy, the Biocircular Green or BCG economic model. I mean, they're already doing it. They have a bioeconomy with their organic farming and traditional herbs. They've got a circular economy with community-run recycling programs. And they're building a green economy by developing wellness tourism that's good for the planet.
And this is where it all comes together beautifully. You take the history, the community, and all that research, and you get this, a real appealing tourism experience. This isn't just about getting tourists to show up. It's about creating a sustainable model that honors the past, empowers the people living there today, and secures a better future for the entire community of Phan Khan.
So, when you boil it all down, the story of Phan Khan is about a community that unlocked its future by truly understanding its past. By digging into their own roots, they found the keys to everything. And that kind of leaves us with one final thought, right? What hidden stories, what forgotten wisdom, and what incredible potential is just waiting to be discovered, right in your own community?